All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I've been waiting for, so I could hear something that I think is going to flow more from the developers themselves. This is their video about Elseworlds. So Suicide Squad killed the Justice League. Their Insider episode 3. They want to talk about Elseworlds, so let's go ahead and just jump in. I'll be, watching this for the first time. It's not a react. I don't want to react to it, but you're going to probably see me react to some things. Maybe I might be yelling, or maybe I may still be melancholic in a sense. Let's go.
Computer, activate the threat assessment matrix.
That was funny, though. That was a funny line. If you played the pre-alpha, you know.
All right. Toys, loaded guns. What are we waiting for? We can work with that.
Hi, I'm Darius Sadigian, studio director at Rocksteady Studios. In our last episode, we talked about how Suicide Squad killed...
Did somebody see Visual Studio open there? Sorry, Easter eggs. Sorry.
Studio director at Rocksteady Studios.
Look at that. The wannabe dev in me. Oh, that might be Ryder. This development environment. No, it might be Visual Studio. It might be Ryder, but it's cool. This is their IDE. Unreal Engine works with C++, so they're cooking, man. I mean, sorry, just wanted to note that.
In our last episode, we talked about how Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League allows players to customize each character and their playstyle through story-driven mechanics.
Man, if you gave me 5 minutes in there, you'd have the world's authority on microtech and all my inventions.
Aw, he's so sweet. He's not gonna make it.
The Suicide Squad gave us the scope, the narrative, gameplay, and then the idea of being able to expand that, be able to take this further. It's going to feel completely fresh. In that spirit, we want to deliver totally new content at no cost for those who purchase Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League.
We're back in business.
All right, let's steal their shit.
Today we'll discuss customization options that draw from the full spectrum of DC Comics. You'll see emotes, rival taunts, outfits, and more. We wanted to have a game that was very focused, but this time we really want to expand out with being able to dynamically update, add new content, take on feedback, and evolve the game over time. For the first time ever, we'll give you a preview of what's to come after the credits roll on our main story campaign.
Exactly. That's what we want to know. I mean, you're talking about all this new content. Oh, we want to give you guys new content for free after you bought the base game. That's the proposition. We want to see what that content is going to look like. So
we always designed the game in a way that we really wanted it to be accessible for everyone. And for those players that want to delve even deeper into our gameplay and into our systems, it really is about delivering new places to explore, new worlds to be in, new stories, new characters, and creating...
Oh, they seem to have just gone through a portal.
...unique ways for you to play.
We're gonna give you the content you love. Speaking of, what are you doing, mate? I'm smiling.
Let's dive into Suicide Squad Insider Episode 3.
Welcome to Task Force X.
From the onset, Suicide Squad, being a squad, felt like the right fit for the kind of game that we wanted to make. You get to play with friends, you get to play on your own, but while you are playing on your own, you're playing with the squad, always.
Every aspect of our games, we always look at it through the lens of Rocksteady's treatment. And that just doesn't...
All this dress up is... Come on, guys. Let's see what's going on, man.
doesn't stop at gameplay, that doesn't stop at story. When we're looking at the social features that we've really introduced into Suicide Squad, it has Rocksteady's approach. What do we think players will have fun with?
This game has the mechanics to play kind of socially competitively, like none of our games have previously, and it really fits the characters of the squad.
With multiplayer, we're leaning into the competition within the squad to show off your skills, show off your mettle, be the best one.
I'm a freaking superstar.
The squad are working together under duress. And so it's fun to add in mechanics to encourage the players to behave in the same way. So a lot of the time what you'll actually be doing is trying to get the highest score, which luckily helps you all complete the mission, but the best player in any mission becomes the squad leader in multiplayer for the next mission.
How great was I?
We have leaderboards for solo play.
So leaderboards, never really care about those anyways. I don't care about leaderboards, to be honest.
I did. I was like, how do you like that?
We saw
looks like that.
There's some really fun incentives for playing together as well as playing competitively. You can use the equipment that other players have equipped on their characters in your squad with the AI playing as the characters. And those players whose bots you use get rewards for you using those bots. And that's a really fun feature that I think the players will be incentivized because they'll get something out of doing too.
Farewell!
We also have the rival taunt system, where on the leaderboards, if you pass your friends or anyone on your friends list who's also playing the game and you beat their score, when next time they log in, they'll get this kind of funny quip just to show that, oh yeah, by the way, I beat you.
Home run, baby. Woohoo!
Oh, this is very Suicide Squad-ish. Oh, they have a salt meter director in there. Somebody who is very good at how to farm salt. If you've played in a clan, if you played with any of these video games, you'll know that there are going to be people in like every clan that have this competitive frame of mind. I played a division, and in our clan, if somebody goes ahead and gets like to the top, somebody else is like, nah, I can't let that stand. And they're going to find a way to basically try to outdo them. So this is interesting to see how it plays out in this game.
You boot up the game, you're logging in, and then all of a sudden on your screen you get Boomerang giving you the finger.
Oh, that's a double finger. Yikes.
I think fans are going to have a great time with our remote system. Allowing players to kind of communicate in different ways, really in playful ways. As Rocksteady, as creators, this was another opportunity for us to really engage with our characters, extend the narrative through the player's choices with a very cinematic eye.
Through the game, we offer many customization options and outfits to the player. You start off in the prison, you get your prison garbs, and then you evolve to the Task Force X outfits.
Yeah, right. I was thinking something more fashion forward.
Ah, whatever. I couldn't care what, a video game character is wearing, but, that just is, that smells like statement written all over it, but hey, it's their game. Maybe one day.
The outfit customization in our game is vast, to say the least.
With this game, Rocksteady will deliver a full story-driven campaign to players, including more cinematics than any previous Arkham game.
The question, so more story-driven, does that mean that we're going to have a longer single-player campaign? That's the question I'm sure many people are asking, but it's still fair. It's still fair to still ask now.
For players who survived the war against Brainiac's forces and want to keep the adventure going, Rocksteady is ready.
We very much knew we had a story to tell initially, and then we wanted to carry on feeding into that, and then changing up the gameplay to have a game that was going to evolve through post-launch content.
Here's the thing. I strongly believe that when they had the game ready to launch, they had these things already planned out or something similar, and they were going to launch the game and then, bring the proposition. I think the delay was to basically materialize some of it to keep players playing and develop their, roadmap to be concrete for the most part. They always plan out DLC a year before a game, a year before a game launches, or even like while the game is in development, they're planning how they're going to execute the DLC. Most developers are doing this. I don't know anyone who's not doing this is going to set themselves up to fail, because once you finish developing the game, they're going to pull people off. So if you have your plans and you have things in place, it usually has things, kind of streamlined. So we'll see how much they've already done and how much they have ready once that game ends and the credits roll. I think that's where we're going to see things. So it'll be interesting overall.
Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is going to be one of the most generous, player-friendly, post-launch experiences available.
Every season we will have 2 episodes. Each season there's going to be a different spin on how you play, and will be heavily themed by a DC villain. So there's many, many layers of influence from the DC world on how you play and what you do.
By
the seasonal
heavily themed by a DC
player-friendly, post-launch experiences available.
Every season we will have 2 episodes. Each season there's going to be a different spin on how you play, and will be heavily themed by a DC villain.
Oh, heavily themed by a DC villain. Okay, so I don't know, Bizarro, maybe?
So there's many, many layers of influence from the DC world on how you play and what you do.
The seasonal content gets automatically dropped into the game each episode. There's no playable content locked behind a battle pass.
Ooh, Interesting to see Arkham Asylum being rendered in Unreal Engine 4, and sorry, the Arkham Asylum. There's Arkham Asylum and Gotham Knights, but this Arkham Asylum is a world. If you guys understand what I mean, it's where they basically locked down an entire video game world. So this should be interesting.
And the in-game shop is for cosmetics only.
You'll always be able to go back and play the episodic content. If you want to come back 6 months from now, that'll always be there.
This is a totally player-friendly approach to letting you play the content you want to play when you want.
The DC universe is massive, and in most games, you can only see or explore a tiny, tiny piece of it. But what's really cool about the narrative of Kill the Justice League is there's almost no limit on where we can go.
Celebrating before the game is over.
I agree. There's almost no limit on where the game could go, but these are still promises. I would recommend that they don't oversell their game. And then they just let the game, you know, materialize a lot of things. Maybe this should probably be the final, you know, developer insider that they should do, I think, for now, because usually these kinds of games come with like a state of the game, like a developer thing where developers come out and say, hey, this is what we're doing, this is what we're working on. So yes, I'm sure we were curious about this. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they should not have done this video. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that perhaps this might be a little, I think they may be overselling it. And if they are even underselling it at this point, then we're even in for a better, you know, end game outlook.
In his pursuit of trying to recreate his perfect Kolu, Brainiac has been experimenting with some of our favorite DC characters' DNA, creating new worlds in alternate realities. It's these worlds that we call Elseworlds.
Brainiac is a genius of 12th level intelligence, but he's also trying to rebuild this civilization that he misses and is lost, and there is nothing he won't do to get there. New Kolu will be reborn. He's building a model of the multiverse. It's all gathering data. I will unlock your full potential to serve me.
There's different versions of everybody in different universes, and their timelines have just diverged at some point. We've got lots of amazing characters coming up in seasonal play that I'm really excited for players to meet. And the Elseworld principles gives us lots of flexibility and lots of room to put our own spin on them.
Okay.
So we get to play with a bunch of cool shit from alternate universes, and then what? Retire?
When Season 1 launched...
That's Waller. That's the Waller look.
This March, you'll be able to unlock a new playable character for your squad, the Joker.
At least buy me dinner first.
The original Arkhamverse Joker has been dead for 5 years, but this is a new Elseworlds twist on the villain.
He was part of the Suicide Squad in the Elseworld that he's from, which already shows that he's slightly more cooperative than the previous Joker we've had. But as you get used to him and actually play to him, you realize he's unhinged in a different way.
Does Waller have a bomb in his head? He might need it. Ooh.
Not only has he got to figure himself out, but he's figuring out his place in this new world and this new squad.
He hadn't reached supervillain status before Brainiac invaded, so, you know, he's still a bit less experienced.
I think we've taken him back to the kind of more vaudeville roots of Joker. He's masking insecurities with traditional Joker behavior. But deep down, he's not sure who he is yet.
Lock him up. Oh, making new friends after a move is always tough.
As your mission expands deeper into the lore of the DC universe, this new version of the Joker will join your fight with his unique combat, traversal, and weaponry.
His traversal is all based around a rocket-powered umbrella, which he can blast himself into the air, and then uses that to glide around, and then he can actually flip that down to grind along buildings, knocking enemies out of the way.
Now, if you were going to do a Fortnite-ish game with the DC character, this would be it.
And the kind of frantic vertical and horizontal energy that he has means you've always got to be moving and always attacking the enemies.
The Joker is only the first of the new squad recruits you could meet through the ongoing additions to our game.
Over time, we can build up a library of characters that DC fans might not have expected to.
This is the GCPD from Arkham, a library of DC. Man, so this is probably going to be this blowing the whole lid open, because the developers now only have to pretty much slot in characters and playable characters that, you know, maybe are, you know, they require them by popular demand. I say, Rocksteady, here's a free one for you guys. Why not run a poll every so often as to which new squad members people would love to see? Just, you know, you don't have, I don't know, you could put like, say like 10 options, even though you guys have one that you're going to do anyways. You know, you could just throw it out there and see what people are, you know, wanting. And then maybe you could, you know, put that one on, shift it to the front burner while you already have one cooking, ready to go. And I think you're going to create what, I mean, you're going to create a DC fan, you know, I don't know how to put it. You're going to create a DC fan game that Avengers could not execute. And I think this is the edge that they have, because yes, this may be a little challenging for them, but with what they're doing and with what they're using, and I'm certain, in my mind anyways, that they're using some kind of implemented flexible gameplay ability system where they can slot these new characters in with a lot of ease. Man, they are set for success if they execute this well. That's what I think is going to happen here. This is a different kind of game. Can't look at this game like anybody who may be thinking all this Arkham stuff, man, that ship is in 100 Stars Studios, where Stephen Hill and Jamie Walker are going to be. It may be that they probably got, you know, some funding from, you know, some friends to go and set up that studio to make the single player games. And Rocksteady can now focus on this particular, you know, service and expand upon this particular, you know, world that they've built. Who knows?
You see in a video game, like a regular comic book release. I look forward to when the next issue's coming out.
Hey, my man just nailed it. If they're going to do, said, and basically, let me help you guys kind of point out something that I also found. He says, we can build a library. So it doesn't mean they've already done it. They're hoping to do it. They seem to have already done the Joker. Maybe they have another one on the back burner that's probably being prototyped. Someone's designing the model. Maybe animators are working designing the animations. Perhaps that's what's going on. So this should be interesting.
And in the same way, I hope people will look forward to the next episode from us.
Whatever it is, I'm down.
New environments, new characters, missions, challenges, gear, and more. All of this free content comes for players who own the game. We can't wait for you to see what the future holds. With Elseworlds, the possibilities are endless.
How do you like that?
Thanks for watching this series. We hope you'll join us for...
So they've basically gone ahead to just open up the other side of Arkham, you know, because a lot of things and a lot of questions were probably not answered with the Arkhamverse and such. And so them just, you know, pretty much breaking all that stuff open, man, I'm quite pleased with what it is that I'm seeing from a live service perspective. But like I've said, the challenge is if they're going to execute it very well. So I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. Thanks so much for watching the video. I appreciate you guys' time and audience, and hopefully we'll talk pretty soon in another one. Peace out.